Welcome to News Update on Value Chain TV. I am Chat Moses with the news. The scheduled meeting between the organized labor and the federal government over the 30-day ultimatum to meet the demands of the unions as contained in the signed Memorandum of Understanding has been postponed. This was disclosed by the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, in an interview with journalists. The meeting, which was to hold today, will now hold next Tuesday. The Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Mr. Toro Nuhu, stated that the scheduled meeting between the organized labor and the federal government is to assess the progress made so far and discuss the remaining demands that have not been met. Meanwhile, reports reaching Value Chain TV indicates that the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajero, may have been arrested from NLC State Council Secretariat by heavily armed policemen in Owerri and taken to an unknown destination. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate activities of the Bureau of Public Enterprise in the privatization and commercialization of public enterprise from 2019 to 2023 during the second term of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The probe followed the adoption of a motion sponsored by Honorable Hassan Shehu Hussein at the plenary yesterday. Adalbi Ogwejofor completes the report.
Presenting the motion, Hussein said the federal government of Nigeria commenced the privatization and commercialization of public enterprises in 2000. He noted that during the period under review, about 80 public enterprises were privatized through various modes of privatization, including core investors, concessions, asset sales, initial public offerings, IPO, among others. Hussein indicated that in 2019, BPE privatized 29% residues of the federal government's share in Gerigo Power Plant to core investors to upgrade it to a combined cycle for over 13 billion naira. The lawmaker expressed worry that the Gerigo Power Plant may never be upgraded to a combined cycle by the investors since BPE has removed the public enterprises from privatization monitoring. Adalbi Ogwejofor reporting for Value Chain TV.
Stakeholders and operators of the Nigerian electricity supply industry have urged the federal government to allow a cost-reflective tariff in the sector to improve liquidity across the chain. The recommendation was made during a panel session on distribution and metering at the ongoing Market Participants and Stakeholders Roundtable in Abuja. According to them, the federal government has spent about 3.34 trillion naira so far in the past 10 years to subsidize the sector. The immediate past managing director of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, Engineer Adeoye Fadeibi, said that the negative cash flow in the industry was affecting operations and improvement of power supply to customers. The federal government has revealed plans to launch 1 million compressed natural gas-powered vehicles by 2027. The announcement was made by the Special Assistant to the President on Special Duties and Domestic Affairs, Toyin Sabaru, during a stakeholders meeting in Abuja. Sabaru disclosed that part of this initiative included the deployment of 11,500 CNG-powered buses this week. He added that the move will address transportation challenges caused by the recent removal of subsidy on petrol, which will provide a viable solution to the public. The federal government assured that the introduction of CNG buses will significantly lower the price of CNG to 213 naira per kilogram, making it an affordable and eco-friendly option for the citizens. A lawyer and an airline consultant, Shehu Oluwabumi, has said that for a country to have a concise and well-structured petroleum industry that works, all the factors challenging the sector, like vandalism and oil theft, must be addressed. Oluwabumi stated these in an interview at the just concluded Value Chain 6 annual lecture and awards in Abuja. He also called on the federal government to reduce its interference as well as put experts to run the sector to bring about effectiveness and efficiency, leading to more investment.
For a country to have a concise and well-structured crude oil industry that works, petroleum energy industry that works, all the factors must be put in place to ensure that they don't experience indiscriminate fluctuation in the price of pump price of petroleum products. For example, while they were analyzing Also, Singapore got it right. One of the panelists made it very clear that their refineries are working. They have a well-structured economy. There's no incidence of people breaking and destroying pipelines. People are honest. There's no price differentials and somebody trying to cheat the other person. It's not as if tankers are moving on the road for enough and killing people. They have everything is interlinked. They have an economy that works such that it doesn't negate or frustrate you wanting to get it right in the energy sector, really. So she now asked the question and said, why is it that Nigeria is not getting it right? As long as individuals, citizens, and those in the corporate sector, particularly NNPC and officials that are supposed to regulate the industry, as long as they themselves are involved in cutting off corners and they colliding with oil tips, we will never get it right. I'm sorry to say we are the ones killing ourselves in this country. I would want to advise the government to reduce governmental interference and you putting politicians in charge of all these bogus people. Look for experts, technocrats that they can run this thing effectively. If at the end of the day you complete this infrastructure project, look for experts, technocrats that can run it effectively.
Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, Ogbonnaya Oji, has revealed that Nigeria lost over 16.25 trillion naira to oil theft in the country. Oji disclosed these in a report to the Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts, Bamidele Salam, during an interactive session in Abuja, where he also claimed that $74.386 billion was spent on fuel subsidy by successive administrations since 2011. According to him, NATI also uncovered over $8.3 billion unremitted revenue by some privately owned oil firms and federal government-owned agencies, which was not paid into the Federation account, and deviant supervisions in the extant financial regulations. He, however, noted that the agency is working with various enforcement institutions, including the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Commission, as well as the Nigerian Financial Intelligence, in the bid to recover the fund into the government's accounts. An energy economist, Professor Omi Ilari, has identified the Petroleum Industry Act as one with potentials of offering the Nigerian oil and gas industry a lot of opportunities. He said this in an interview with Value Chain TV in Abuja during the 6th Value Chain Annual Lectures and Awards. Professor Ilari noted that the original objective of the PIA is in the 3 institutions proposed in the Act, adding that these institutions are expected to complement each other and not compete, despite having independent rules.
I think the PIA offers an expansion opportunity for the oil and gas business in Nigeria. Now, we must not be in a hurry to see the results. But the key to the original intent and objective of the PIA are the 3 institutions in the PIA: the regulatory institution, the policy institution, and the commercial institution. They are not isolated, even though they have independent roles, but they are not isolated. They are to work complementing each other and not necessarily competing. It's not about territorial competition. It's about cooperation to be able to accomplish the intent. The number 1 intent of the PIA is transparency and accountability.
That's it on the news update. I'm Chat Moses. Thanks for staying with us.